Okay, so you've nailed Python. You know your way around a machine learning model, but let's be real. The job market for junior data scientists is crowded. What if your first job wasn't what you planned, but actually something way better? Stick with me, because over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a career path for 2026 that most data grads are going to completely sleep on.
So, the graduation cap has been thrown, your brain is swimming with algorithms, and now you're face-to-face with the job market. Sound about right? You're probably thinking, okay, data analyst, junior data scientist, but what if I told you there's another door, a really good one?
That's right. Your secret weapon for getting hired in 2026 isn't just about you building better models. Nope. It's about becoming the person who helps the entire team build amazing models way faster. And trust me, this is a role that major companies in tech, fintech, and banking are absolutely desperate to fill right now.
So let's talk about how we can turn what you already know into a legit superpower. This right here, this is the massive opportunity that almost every other data grad is going to walk right past.
The role is an agile Scrum Master. And I know what you're thinking. Hold on, isn't that a job for software developers? Well, not anymore. Your technical background, it's a huge advantage. You already speak the language. You get the struggle of a messy data pipeline or a model that just won't converge. That means you can lead a data science team in a way that a non-technical Scrum Master just can't. The key thing here is you're not starting from zero. You're starting with a massive head start.
Okay, so to use that head start, you're going to need the right toolkit. Let's really quickly break down the core ideas of Agile and Scrum. Just think of this as the new operating system for how your team gets work done.
You know, the old school waterfall method is kind of like a Jupyter notebook, where you have to run every single cell from top to bottom perfectly, in order, with no changes. It's rigid. Agile? That's more like an interactive session where you're constantly exploring, tweaking, and pivoting based on what the data is telling you. It's practically built for the chaos of data science.
And the most popular way to do Agile is a framework called Scrum. It chops up work into these short little cycles called sprints. So instead of a giant 6-month project to build the perfect model, you'd aim to deliver a working, maybe simple, model in just 2 weeks. Then you test it, you get feedback, and you make it better in the next sprint. It's just a smarter, faster way to get results.
Now, in Scrum, you've basically got 3 key players. There's the product owner, who's in charge of what gets built. You've got the development team, that's your fellow data scientists and engineers, the ones actually building stuff. And then there's the Scrum Master. That's you. You're the coach, the facilitator. Your whole job is to make the team awesome by clearing roadblocks and guiding the process. And all the work happens in a rhythm set by 5 key meetings or events. You've got planning at the start, quick daily check-ins, a review to show off what you built, and a retrospective to figure out how to get even better next time. It's a simple pulse that keeps the whole team in sync and moving forward.
And to make sure nothing gets lost, Scrum uses 3 main artifacts. Think of the product backlog as the team's giant to-do list for the entire project. The sprint backlog is just the small piece of that list they promise to finish in the current sprint. And the increment? That's the actual, valuable thing they have to show for it at the end. It's all about keeping things visible and focused. Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this stuff actually apply to a real-life data science team? Let's dive into the practical side of things.
So instead of a vague task like build a claims model, Scrum uses what we call user stories. And as you can see, it completely reframes the work from the user's point of view. This little shift is huge because it makes sure the team is always focused on delivering real business value, not just a cool piece of code.
And here is where your superpower really comes alive. You can lead conversations about data quality and feature engineering that a non-technical person just can't. You can use generative AI to help break down super complex tasks. You can coach the team on things like experiment tracking and model versioning. And when someone says, hey, the data pipeline is blocked, you actually know what the heck that means. This is your unique value right here.
You'll also be using simple, super visual tools to see how things are going. A burn-down chart, for example, just shows how much work is left in a sprint. For a data team, this can instantly show you if you're getting stuck in that endless data cleaning phase or if model training is taking way longer than expected, letting you jump in and help fast.
All right, you've got the concepts, you've got the application. Now for the treasure map. These are the specific tools, the certs, and the interview prep you're going to need to actually land this job in 2026. This is the tech stack that recruiters are going to be scanning for. Jira is the big one. It's the industry standard. Tools like Azure DevOps are critical for data ops. And look, by 2026,
Being good with AI tools isn't going to be optional. We're talking about AI that can analyze your team's progress and flag risks before they even become problems.
Now, to get your foot in the door, a certification is pretty much non-negotiable. The CSM and the PSM are the two big ones you'll see everywhere. And hey, if you're aiming for a job at a huge bank or a major insurance company, grabbing a SAFE certification shows them you know how to make this work at a massive scale.
You gotta prove you can do the job, right? So build a little mini portfolio. Go create a mock JIRA project for a fraud detection model. Design a cool retrospective that uses AI to analyze team feedback. Write a quick case study. You have to show, not just tell. This stuff screams initiative and shows you have real-world skills.
And please, be ready for these kinds of forward-thinking interview questions. Companies want to hire people who are thinking about the future. They're going to ask about scaling frameworks like SAFE for remote teams, or how you'd actually use AI to make the Scrum process better. Having smart answers to these questions will make you stand out big time.
Whew, we've covered a ton, from the basic concepts to a full-on action plan. So let's wrap this up and talk about your immediate next move.
If you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. Do not, and I mean do not, underestimate the value of your technical background. It's not just some nice-to-have bonus. It's the entire reason you'll be a better Scrum Master for a data team. It is your unique, undeniable superpower. So own it.
So what's your first sprint going to be? The demand for Scrum Masters who can talk data is only going to get bigger. Are you going to be the one helping a fintech company build their next-gen fraud detection? Or maybe an insurance company completely change how they analyze claims? The path is right there. The opportunity is 100% yours for the taking.